I am going to attempt to predict the Bash at Berlin card on August 31st, the end of August. It's coming up, right? And I've already gotten a Monday Night Raw to base my decisions. I got 6 matches, I think 3 from Raw that are pretty predictable, and then 2 from SmackDown I think are the most likely. I can't say how predictable they are. It's a little hard to do that without seeing a Friday Night SmackDown first. And then I got 4 matches, 3 from Raw, 1 from SmackDown that I could potentially see being put on this card, but maybe it's too early, and maybe we're going to get another pay-per-view, or maybe they just don't think it's a pay-per-view worthy match at all. First match has already been told to us as Gunther versus Randy Orton. I think it's the right decision. I like how now they're playing that storyline that he didn't really pin him. His shoulder was up. This was the storyline thing that happened, that I think a lot of people were talking about a while ago. So I'm happy they are finally talking about that, and I think this is a good first feud for Gunther. I'm a little shocked Randy Orton's choosing to put over Gunther again, especially when Cody Rhodes, people are saying they want him to have a match with Cody Rhodes, especially maybe even at WrestleMania. So I'm a little shocked that he would put over Gunther if he is going to have a match with Cody Rhodes at some time in the future. But I think it's a good first feud for Gunther because it's someone Raw versus SmackDown that we haven't seen before. It's not someone on Raw already that's going to take away from his pooling moving forward on who he can have a match with, a championship match with. It's Randy Orton, a guy on SmackDown. It's not going to take away from anybody else, and it's going to be a little hard to build the feud since they're on different shows. I'm a little curious how they're going to do that. We're just have to wait and see. Second match here, I think it's pretty obvious. I think it's going to be a mixed tag match between Liv and Dom and Rhea and Damien. Maybe Liv and Finn, but it's going to be Liv and Finn or Dom versus Rhea and Damien. I think that's pretty obvious. I think that's a way to extend this feud longer because I think that is the plan here, and I think the plan here is to get some kind of Hell in a Cell match between Rhea and Liv. Third match, my third Raw match, I think Braun Breaker is going to be on this card defending his Intercontinental Championship. And I think it's going to be Ilya Dragunov. I think that makes the most sense just because last time we saw Ilya Dragunov, Braun Breaker TKO'd him, right? Incapacitated him on the side of the ring. So I think it's going to be him. I could see a world where it's Ludwig Kaiser just because maybe it's a triple threat match with all 3 of them just because Ludwig Kaiser is also from Germany, right? So that can make sense. And then the 2 SmackDown matches are a little harder just because we haven't seen a SmackDown yet. But I think it's very likely we're going to see another women's match a women's match on this card. And I think it will be the WWE Championship match on this card. And I think it was hard to find an opponent right now at the moment for Nia Jax. I just put Bayley. I think it's just going to be, they're just going to run it back with Bayley. Bayley can argue that it wasn't fair with the whole Tiffany Stratton thing. She can spin that, Tiffany Stratton wasn't coming to help you. She was coming to cash in and take your moment. And I think that can get spun and get Bayley, potentially land Bayley another match here against Nia Jax. And then the final match, probably be the main event, some kind of main event of this PLE, is Cody Rhodes and some kind of bloodline match. I don't know what type of bloodline match, like who it's going to be in bloodline. I lean right now it's going to be tag team. I don't necessarily know if Roman Reigns will be part of this. I lean it's going to be Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa, and I don't think it's going to be Jacob Fatu because I think they're going to play up this injury now that Jacob Fatu is going to be on the shelf for a little bit. So it's probably going to be a Tonga Loa or Tama Tonga, and it's going to be Solo and Tama Tonga, and he's probably going to go up against Roman Reigns, right? And that's a little weird again because it's a fine line. They don't want Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes to look friendly. Maybe it won't be Cody Rhodes. Maybe it's going to be Roman Reigns and Jey Uso or Jimmy Uso, right? To go up against the Bloodline. I think that would honestly be a lot better if it was like Roman and Jimmy Uso versus Solo Sikoa and probably Tama Tonga. I think that would be a much better match than putting Cody Rhodes in there at the moment. Maybe give Cody a little break here. He's been all over the place, it seems like, and I think he deserves it. Now, these are matches. Now I have 4 more matches that I could see being put on this card. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be a 5-match card. It could be 6. You never know. But LA Knight, I think, is the likely guy to put on this card if you didn't want to do the women's match. It's just hard right now to kind of guess an opponent for LA Knight. I put Carmelo Hayes just because we've seen a little bit of segments with Carmelo Hayes trying to get involved with the United States Championship, especially. There's people out there that thought it was going to be a triple threat match at SummerSlam with Carmelo Hayes added into this. So I put LA Knight versus Carmelo Hayes. Again, we're going to have to wait and see. I don't know if there's a feud right there burning that we can get immediately at Bash at Berlin here. I have Sami Zayn and Jey Uso versus Finn and JD for the tag team championships. I think there's a legit chance we will already have Jey and Sami as the tag team titles before we even get to Bash at Berlin, which would obviously make this not available to do at Bash at Berlin. But when is the last time we've seen the tag titles one-on-one being defended at a PLE? It's been a long time, at least it's hard to remember a time when it happened, right? And the only time I can remember, the last time I think, and I hope this wasn't the last time the titles were defended one-on-one at a PLE, was Elimination Chamber in Australia between Judgment Day and either New Cash Florida or DIY. I don't remember who exactly they versed, but that's a long, long time ago. And I think we should have a tag team match on a PLE card. Seth versus Bronson Reed. I think we just saw Bronson Reed absolutely destroy Seth Rollins. Obviously, there's going to be something there with that. I just, however, don't think the WWE is going to see that necessarily as a PLE match. I could be wrong, just maybe because they just want Seth on the card and maybe they put it on. Maybe it's just a quickie match. I could see that maybe. That one's up in the air. And I have Bo Dallas versus Chad Gable. That's a match everyone wants to see. That's a match I want to see. I just don't think it's going to be ready for this pay-per-view. I think it's possibly going to be a Blood and Guts match. That makes sense with the whole gimmick here that the Wyatt Six are doing. So that's probably a match we'll see at Blood and Guts, but I'm ready for it now. I want to see it. So yeah, that is me trying to predict the Bash at Berlin card. This pay-per-view seems like a little throwaway. I know it's going to be a big crowd moment there in Germany, but I'm more excited for Blood and Guts. I'm more excited because I think we're going to get a big Hell in a Cell match. I think we're going to get Bo Dallas potentially versus Chad Gable. So I'm a little more excited for that pay-per-view than I am Bash at Berlin. But at the end of the day, we have the card. We're going to get Gunther. They're going to pop. We're probably going to get Dragunov for Kaiser. They're going to pop. So you know how they be doing this international tour right now. They're putting people on that are from the country. So we're going to see that kind of stuff happen. This has been my prediction. I'm Josh Wissing.